Welcome to JP's Morning Brief for July 7th, 2026. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Brief. Hope everybody had a good evening. I know we lost against Belgium last night, 4-1. Pretty good game, but truth be told, like the coach said, they didn't show up on game day and they lost. That's how it goes. Remember, there's going to be one winner, right? So now you got to choose a new favorite team for the remainder of the World Cup. Okay, Belgium is one of the top ranked. They're number 9 in the world, but we lost. We gave it a go. We were ranked number 17, and we were in the top 16. So hey. All right, so let's get on with the news because there's a lot going on in the world. Wow. All right, so JP's Morning Brief. Okay, so welcome to the Morning Brief. If you're not already a follower of the channel here, the JP8 Report, click on that bell. That's when you look at JP8 Report, you look to the right, you'll see a little bell, and just click that bell. Scroll to the bottom, click follow. That's how you follow the page. That's how you follow any page on Rumble. Matter of fact, all right. Next to it is a thumbs up sign. Click that thumbs up for a like for the episode today also. And if you want to live chat, feel free to live chat in there. I did put a question in the what do you call it? The comments. What are your thoughts on the soccer game? Feel free to put some comments in there if you want. That'd be great to see what the feeling of people towards soccer or football or whatever your thoughts about the World Cup or stuff. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's transition over to the armament shop. Whether you're looking for your first firearm, upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the Armament Shop is Copper's Cove's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns, backed by top-tier gunsmithing for repairs along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make the FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? Jason can handle those classes both online and in person. He has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the Armament Shop today on 115A West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text at 254-560-2023, or visit them at www.armamentshop.com. That's www.armamentshop.com. The Armament Shop, your safety, our priority. All right, so let me get set up for my next one. Just so a couple of items that my VA appointment I had yesterday turned out really, really good. She said I no longer have to see her anymore. That's good. And then my friend I was telling you need prayer support. She's having her surgery in 1 hour. Okay, so please pray for her and her husband and the doctors. Okay, and family. All right. And she's having surgery in Temple, Texas. All right. So what else we got here? There was a bomb that detonated in Syria while Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, was in Damascus. He was not hurt. Nobody around him was hurt. But there was a bomb that detonated in Damascus last night. All right. For the rest of the Iranian update, massive crowd at the Khomeini funeral. They vowed revenge. I saw signs that said assassinate Trump and stuff like that, written in red. Looked like it was dripping in blood, and with a little rocket going across the horizontal across the picture. is probably all for show. Muktaba Khomeini, the new spiritual leader, still has been a no-show at his dad's funeral. Iran fired 2 missiles this morning in the Strait of Hormuz, and it impacted one ship. I forgot what ship that was flagged at, but 2 missiles were fired. One struck a ship. Oil prices are still hovering around the low points, which is good. Hardliners chant death to the compromiser in regards to the Iranian president. Hamas dissolved the Ghazian government in lieu of a UN organization taking over. Man, that's prospects of peace in there, right there. Israel fortifies its Jordanian border against further actions from Iran. And then Trump will meet with the Syrian president during the NATO summit, which we will get to. And former president, this guy is the most evil guy in the face of the earth. But the president, Ahmadinejad, he was the former president of Iran. He was one of the instigators and leaders of the Iran hostage incident in 1979. But he was spotted actually at the funeral itself. The Dow Jones yesterday closed at 53,055.91. It was a record. It's the highest it's ever closed, and it was up 155.84 points. West Texas Intermediate this morning was at $69.30 a barrel, and Brent crude, which is the world's benchmark, is at $72.91 a barrel. All right, that's the Iran update. Quickly for announcements, we have on the 9th of July, which is day after tomorrow, there's Pints and Politics in Cedar Park at 6 p.m. at 601 East Whitestone Boulevard in Cedar Park at the All Good, all right, with Chip Howe. All right, the next one is on the 16th of July. There's Pints and Politics at Area 254 in Killeen. That's in the old Kmart shopping center off of Fort Hood Street. Look for the Raising Cane sign, and that's the shopping center it's in. Okay, you go in front doors, you take a right, you go to the stairs, you go up to the upper room, and it starts at 6 p.m. also. All right, the next one is Smoking Hot Conservatives, which is on the 20th of July, 6 p.m. It's at the Leaf Affair at 4110 South Clear Creek Road in Killeen. And Leaf Affair is a cigar shop. So local conservatives meet at the cigar shop. They talk politics, smoke cigars. All right. And then lastly, we have Coryell County Republican Women. They are meeting on the 25th of July at 1802 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, which is Trinity Worship Center, at 11 a.m. on Saturday, the 25th of July. The guest speaker is Dr. Mark Fulmer, and he's going to be speaking on geopolitical implications in the greater context of the red-green axis. And finally, the Coppers Cove Conservative Club is meeting on the 14th of July at Giovanni's here in Coppers Cove. The Four C's is one of the groups I helped found a few years ago. We're still ongoing. We're meeting at 6 p.m. Giovanni's, Coppers Cove, Tuesday, July 14th. Be there, please. All right. So here we go. I did have some stuff here. So I told you about the Syrian thing. We'll put that there. Uh, President arrived in Turkey, and I think they're in the capital city of Ankara, Turkey, for a NATO summit. It starts today. All right. Um, President Trump is arriving, well, has arrived in Turkey um, for a NATO summit with fresh frustration towards several European allies over their responses to the U.S. led operations in Iran against a new front in his long running campaign to pressure the alliance over burden sharing. The summit, which takes place Tuesday and Wednesday in Ankara, is expected to focus on defense spending, Ukraine, and NATO's long-term strategy against Russia. But it will bring Trump face to face with some of the biggest foes in NATO, including Spain, whose Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has called the war in Iran illegal, absurd, and cruel. That's coming from a blatant communist. Okay. U.S. Ambassador to NATO Matthew Whitaker said Wednesday that Trump remains disappointed by allies that declined to allow U.S. forces to use bases or overflight rights in the operation, as well as political statements criticizing the strikes. The president has expressed disappointment in both a couple of our allies' unwillingness to support us using our bases in their countries, Whitaker said, and it is important. It's importantly as he's also incredibly disappointed in the political statements that came out around the time of the launch of Epic Fury. And what it is last year he was able to get NATO to increase their funding to 5% GDP, but now he's in there again to not only talk about going to 5%, but making sure they go to 5% and not use that funny, fuzzy math that if they're trying to show that, oh, we're spending 5% GDP, but they're not really spending. They're doing other stuff with their money for civilian uses, but declaring it military spending, right? So that's some of the stuff that he's doing. Look, you might question the $1.5 trillion of our Department of War budget for next year. I got sleepies in my eyes, but you got to look at our GDP and 5%. And if we're going to tell other countries to spend 1.5 trillion, 5% GDP, we need to do the same thing. But keep in mind, man, my eyes. But keep in mind, we have more to defend against than some of these like England and Germany and Holland and Luxembourg and France. The highest level of funding for a country in Europe right now is England at $90 billion. And we're spending upwards to 1.5 trillion, right? We need to get them to up their spending levels. And we probably need to do the same thing to APAC, which is Asian Pacific Alliance of Pacific area countries. Yeah, Australian or American Pacific Australian company. Okay, that the people that are down there in the Southern Pacific to defend against China. Okay, all right. So talk more about that in a little bit because we're already at 6:44. And then yesterday was day one. Day one of the preliminary hearing. It's scheduled to be a 5-day preliminary hearing, and that's one reason why I'm wearing a Freedom shirt of the Tyler Robinson trial on the murder of of Charlie Kirk last September 10th. All right, which I can't believe we're 2 months away from that. The family of Charlie Kirk issued a statement ahead of them attending pretrial hearing on Monday for the man charged in the fatal shooting of last year of the conservative activist. Charlie was a beloved husband, son, brother, friend, and father. Every court proceeding serves as a painful reminder of his death and the loss that has irrevocably impacted our lives and the lives of his children, the family said on X. From Erica Kirk. Kirk's widow and other family members attended the hearing Monday. The first day is what is expected to be a week-long proceeding in which the Utah prosecutors will be laying out their case against Tyler Robinson. They will argue Tyler Robinson should stand trial for murder. The hearing in Salt Lake City is being live streamed. I watched some of it yesterday. Robinson turned himself in to police after September 10th shooting, and prosecutors allege that he sent a text message confessing to his partner, his romantic partner, and left a note saying that he had an opportunity to kill one of the nation's leading conservative voices, and I'm going to take it. NBC also reports. However, the 23-year-old Robinson has not entered a plea in the case, and he's charged with aggravated murder in connection with the shooting as Charlie Kirk was addressing a crowd as thousands at Utah Valley University. The family also said in the social post, "We remain deeply grateful for the support, prayers, and kindness we have received. His outpouring was sustained has sustained us during the darkest days of our lives." And they also declined further comment right now, citing respect for the judicial process. I wish the guy would just go ahead and plead guilty. He's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Just plead guilty. Okay? I will, like 9/11, I will remember 9/10 forever. There's days that I remember that I wish I would forget. 9/11, 9/10, and November 5th. That's when the guy that shall not be named did his mass shooting on Fort Hood. On a good news part, Trump accounts officially opened yesterday, and parents can sign up the newborns when registering for Social Security, which it makes it really easy. And the good part about this is that you go to trumpaccounts.gov to get started. And from what I heard on TV a while ago from Kayleigh McEnany, because she signed her kids up, one of her kids qualified for the $1,000, and the other two kids qualified for $250. And I told my daughter last time, my oldest daughter has our grandson Nathaniel, and I told her, and I sent her the link. I said, go to it, sign Nathaniel up for it, and give us the way to be able to invest more money into it so we can set Nathaniel up for success as he grows up. That's the easiest way to support him. I sent him for his birthday. I sent him $2 bills for his birthday. I love doing that, right? But you know what? How about let's set him up for success also and allow him to get out there and prepare himself for like opening a business, buying a house. If he wants to go to college, he has that money also. It turns in like there's if you use it for any other than the specified criteria to use them, it's taxed. Okay, just like taking money out of a 401k. But there's specific purposes for this money for these kids, and let's give them a fighting chance. Okay, I'm going to read the article. I already know about it. Okay? TrumpAccounts.gov. and it went live yesterday. Matter of fact, the president had a bunch of children in the Oval Office, and he rang the bell that was on the Resolute desk, which initiated trading in the Dow and the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq. Even though the Nasdaq is like a button now, but yeah, so that's what's going on. TrumpAccounts.gov. Let's set our kids up for success. What do we do? We're at 6:50. I'm going to run out of time. James Comer went off on the United States Senate yesterday. He was livid, right? Because the Senate won't pass the Save America Act. The House has tried and tried and tried again. He's the Speaker of the House. Mike Johnson's going to pass it again and send it back over to the Senate again to see John Thune say, we don't have the votes. Well, get the votes. That's your job. It's just not, well, let them make up their own decision. You know what? That's why you have a whip. And the whip is to count votes and get people to vote. House Oversight Chairman James Comer, Republican Kentucky, blasted his counterparts in the Senate this weekend who declined to support the Safeguard America Voter Eligibility Save America Act, questioning whether Republicans in the upper chamber are that weak. The House has passed the Save America Act 3 times so far, and House Speaker Mike Johnson said he plans to pass it one more time in the lower chamber through a budget reconciliation bill. Comer shared his frustrations with the Senate in an interview Sunday, claiming Senate Republicans who really are weak do not belong in the upper chamber. Are you that weak? That's my question to any Republican senator. Are you that weak? Comer said during an appearance on Fox News, the big weekend show, to where if you vote for a valid ID or to be shown to vote, or you're going to get beat in your home state. I mean, if you're that weak, you don't need to be a United States senator. The comment comes after Senate Majority Leader John Thune claimed that Republicans do not have enough votes in the chamber to pass the bill, as he resisted changes to Senate rules to pass a bill without 60 votes needed to clear the filibuster or to get a cloture vote, right? I said it again. Every one of these people that do not support the the Save America Act do not need to be in Congress at all. Those senators, half of them or 3/4 of them, one's in a hospital, 2 are retiring, 1 got beat, 2 got beat, 1 was a liar, and one is, I lost count. Susan Collins is running for re-election. We need to support her, even though she's a no vote on it. But Lisa Murkowski, she needs to go home. Bill Cassidy is going home. John Cornyn is going home. Tom Tillis, he's not running for re-election. And John Thune will not be the Senate Republican leader at all after November. He'd be lucky to have a job in South Dakota after it's all said and done. He got censured last week by the South Dakota Republican Party. All right? Just do your job. Do your job, or let someone go up there that'll do your job for you. 6:54. Oyster Boy is going to take some time to reflect on his campaign after another allegation came out about a woman he dated. And she's accusing him of sexual assault. but he didn't get arrested. Go figure. So this comes out to stain his reputation, saying he sexually assaulted me, but no charges were filed ever. And the whole thing is, and he's maintaining his innocence. You're innocent until proven guilty, no matter what, right? If he did what she said he did, she should have went down and filed charges on him yesterday. Not waiting that, oops, you're almost out of time. We're going to blackmail you into withdrawing from the Senate race. Yeah, the guy's a deadbeat. He needs to go. He's a poor oyster farmer that's a communist. I can't stand the guy. But I'll tell you one thing right now. All these lame brain Republicans that are out there like, he needs to drop out of the race. Are you stupid? Let the wounded man run for election and let him get beat like he said he wants to. He's worthless. I know he's worthless. Stop calling on him to resign, to withdraw from the Senate race. Let it happen, okay? Unless you want a stronger candidate to get in there, right? But I'm telling you one other thing. She accused him of sexual assault. He's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, not a court of public opinion, and that if he did that, she should have went down and filed sexual assault charges on him now, or file a civil lawsuit or whatever. Okay, not just gotcha moments in politics. I hate gotcha moments in politics. It's most of the time people are lying. I ain't saying that she's lying, but that's some of the stupidest, man. Okay. Oyster Boy needs to get beat in November. Okay, put the death knell in the communist movement in our country, not save it for another day. Um, another senator, another senator wannabe, suspended her campaign yesterday, or this weekend, and it's cleared the way to make it a two-way race between Congresswoman Haley Stevens and a DSA person named El Sayed. Uh, the move comes after she's facing a low polling numbers in the race. The race is now open seat for to succeed Gary Peters, which he should not even have won in 2020. I mean, votes came out of nowhere after all the polls closed in Michigan in 2020. Okay, makes you go, right? McMurrow's exit comes from the race after a two-way battle between moderate Representative Haley Stevens in Michigan against progressive Abdul El-Sayed, a former director of the Department of Health and Human Services in Wayne County. The likely Republican is Mike Rogers, who was a congressman from Michigan from 2001 to 2015 and became chair of the House Intel Committee because he used to be intelligence community, and prior to that, he was an FBI agent. So this is ripe for the Republicans to take because it says here, like Alyssa Stockin, the other senator from Michigan, won by 0.3%, less than 20,000 votes in the last election. So that tells you something right there. And I'm out of time. All right. So I will see y'all in about an hour for the JPA report. I was about to get to where Trump is looking at maybe trying to reform the retirement system in the United States to reflect like an Australian retirement system. That's something good that we're going to read over when we come back also. Plus go over again what I was just talking about because I didn't cover everything because I made it a brief. All right. So thank y'all very much for tuning in for JP's morning brief. I am launching the raid, the vent right now. There we go. I will see y'all in 1 hour. This is James Pierce. I will catch you on the flip side. I'm out. 6 seconds.
every day at 8 a.m. at rumble.com.